Political inactivity, Part 2. In this video these questions will be answered. Why does the disparity in political participation exist? Why does it really matter? And how is it a threat to democracy? From the previous video, we know that low-educated, young, and immigrant groups vote at a much lower rate compared to the rest of society. But why is that? In order to be politically active you have to have common knowledge about politics, democracy, and political and democratic processes. Lack of this basic knowledge is the greatest cause of political inactivity. Take for example citizens with low-level education. These people tend to be less educated and have less knowledge about politics. This will lead to that a large group of society abstaining from politics and avoid voting. But why is that such a big problem? The problem with one individual group in society not voting occurs in the voting results. If for example, a large percentage of immigrants do not vote, an anti-immigrant party might gain more power than necessary. The result would lead to a stricter immigration policy, which would negatively affect immigrants and cause dissatisfaction. This dissatisfaction amongst the immigrants will lead to distrust towards democracy. Distrust is the current greatest threat to democracy. This process can be illustrated with a simple vicious circle. 1. It starts with an uneducated group of people, which lack basic knowledge about politics. They avoid voting. 2. This leads to that parties, that are hostile to this group, gain power. 3. The party enforces laws and regulations, that work against the group. This causes dissatisfaction. 4. This dissatisfaction, combined with a lack of knowledge about democracy, is a dangerous combination. This combination will result in the group losing hope in democracy and sparks distrust against democratic processes. This process repeats itself over and over, each time leading to less and less political activity, and more distrust against democracy. Democracy is first and foremost based on the principle of popular sovereignty. The word democracy originates from the Greek language and means power and people, power to the people. But, when the values, wants, and needs of individual groups and whole communities are not taken care of, the whole principle of democracy will fade away, and an unfair society will emerge. Luckily Norway is not at this stage. But, we tend to take our rights and privileges for granted. That is why we need to stay on guard, because democracy is fragile, and society can change dramatically in an instant. I hope you learned something new, and thank you for your attention.